There is a first time for everything, and when you do it for the first time, you definitely feel it. Not just in your hands, but in your chest, in your breath, in your silence. You definitely feel it. And you try to act normal, but deep inside, you know it's anything but a normal. What if I mess up? What if something goes wrong?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this episode is going to be a little longer in the sense that I think this would be the longest video that I've ever recorded. I'll try not to bore you guys. More than you, it's for me. So it feels like a decade since I have vlogged. Feels like I'm starting all over again. This is the first time I'll be driving for more than 1,000 kilometers, and not only driving, I'll be taking my family out, so another layer of responsibility there. Yeah, in front of my family I don't know how to vlog. I feel nervous. I don't know how to say hello. So please bear with me. Whenever I'm not able to vlog, I'll do a little bit of voiceover. But whenever you go out, you have to do this ritual, the mandatory cleaning. So that is what I'm doing, and after that we'll be heading out. ঠিক আছে, চললাম। First trip with Tata Tiago. Right now the time is 3:56, 4 o'clock. We are 4 minutes ahead of our scheduled time, and it's showing that we will be reaching to our destination by 3 p.m. But obviously we are going to take breaks, so it's gonna be around 5ish, I feel. Let's see. First I need to pick up some of my family members.
Leaving town at 4 am feels magical. Everything you know looks different, and it feels like you are borrowing the world before anyone else wakes up.
বাপরে রাস্তা! বাংলা ঢোকার আগে কি এরকম সব থাকে নাকি? না এরকম গেছে, নেই গেছে। Welcome to Farakka Bridge.
Right about now, we were on the Farakka Bridge. It is one of those stretches where the road, the river, and the railway all move side by side. This part of the drive isn't dramatic. The Ganga flows quietly below, and this particular stretch also divides Bengal into two halves, the South Bengal and the North Bengal.
আসা যাওয়ার জন্য রেখেছি।
ট্রেনগুলো যদি করে এখান থেকে তো আইডিয়া পেয়ে যাবে না? I have filled around 20 liters and my current range is 411. Right now I am getting a mileage of 17.6. Okay, na?
By the time we passed Malda, the world was fully awake. Shops were opened and the road had a rhythm, and the air smelled like smoke and breakfast. This is the part of the journey where you blend with the flow. Everyone's headed somewhere, but I'm just following the road. After crossing Raniganj, the road felt wider and little more open. By the way, by this time, the heat had also picked up, but the drive was smooth.
Alright everyone, so we have arrived at Dalkola. Now we are looking for a place to eat. Alright, let's eat.
Tried a place called Raj Darbar. It looked okay from outside, but the food wasn't really up to the mark.
Worst place that I've ever eaten. তুই বলে দে বল This part of the NH12 is the worst. Look at this vehicle which is ahead of me. Deeper night, wait for side, keep distance. Race. They are racing. अच्छा ओ भाई रास्ता देखो let's have some गन्ना का जूस sugarcane juice okay.
Once we crossed Islampur, the surroundings started to change slowly. There was more green and more trees, and the air also felt a bit fresher.
We have entered the land of tea.
We didn't had any traffic, so the drive was smooth. It felt like we were getting closer to the Dooars area, and the road had a nice rhythm here. After leaving Siliguri, we got back on the National Highway number 27 heading east. This stretch from Siliguri to Alipurduar is around 150 kilometers. Mostly smooth, but it gets narrow in parts. Anyway, we continued on National Highway number 27 to Pundibadi, which is a quite a stretch. Not much traffic, not many turns. And just like that, we started to encounter the city of Alipurduar.
Welcome to Alipurduar Hotel. So far in this trip we have done 526 kilometers. Today we are gonna do around 170.
Our main agenda was to explore a few bits of Buxa Forest route and drive through tea gardens of Kalchini and Birpara. And then, before we call it a day, we also visited India-Bangladesh border. We stopped for a quick tea break at a small roadside stall in front of the Alipurduar railway station.
Right, so chai is done. Now we are heading towards Mr. Buxa. So today we are going to a place called Lepchaka, which is also known as Little Bhutan of India. Let's see if that holds true.
Once we got back on the road, the forest slowly wrapped itself around us. There was a bit of morning mist in place, and the sunlight was just starting to break through the trees. We didn't have any music on, just the sound of the road and the car. It was those kind of roads where you naturally slow down, not because you have to, but because it feels right. And at this moment, we were also hoping to see some wildlife. But all we saw was a lone deer crossing the road quickly and then disappearing into the trees. Although in hindsight, I feel it's good that we didn't spot any wildlife, because this particular stretch of the Buxa Forest route also has some stories of wildlife doing some havoc on oncoming cars. After a peaceful stretch through the forest, we made our way towards Jainti Bridge. The river came into the view, but all we could see is just a dry riverbed. But the place was scenic, so we stopped there for a couple of minutes to click some pictures and make some memories.
So the riverbed is completely dry right now. So this is the Jainti River. It will be full of water once the rainy season starts. Tiago people, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day to start with.
Next, we continued our drive heading towards Buxa Fort. It was a quiet, peaceful drive. We took few minutes to walk around the small temple, admiring the simple, serene atmosphere. It felt like a peaceful pause before heading to the fort.
So we have a monastery here which is looking beautiful, and then we have a Shanti Stupa. Man, this kind of place gives me some positive vibe, definitely it does. And we have a doggy here sniffing my tire. Hey, क्या कर रहे हो तुम?
And just like that, we reached at the base of Buxa Fort trekking.
So from here you can go to Chunabhati, Zero Point, Buxa Fort and Lepchaga.
Now there is an option to hire a Maruti van for the pickup and drop from the base to the trekking point. Overall, the price for the round trip with the Maruti van was 1000 rupees. The fort was originally built by the British in the late 80s, primarily as a military outpost to keep an eye on Bengal-Bhutan border. But what made the fort truly significant was its role during the Indian freedom fighter struggle. It was a moment of reflection. Today, we take everything for granted, often disregarding what they have done for us so that we can call ourselves, yes, we are independent. Anyway, places like this has to be visited, has to be remembered.
Temperature is 33 degree. Little bit of humidity, but that's okay. Alright, we'll stop here for some time to enjoy the tea garden that you are looking at to my left.
Back on the road, we drove through the Kalchini and Birpara tea garden. To be honest, early in the morning, this particular stretch feels really good to drive. But for us, it was already afternoon, hence everything was quite mellow. We completed the drive and checked into a hotel. A quick refreshment and we were off to our second border of the day, and that is the India-Bangladesh border.
So this side is India and that side is Bangladesh. लेकिन एक ही जैसा है.
There is a first time for everything, and while editing this content, I can surely say that my first long drive went smoothly without any problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.